Water resistance made its return with the Samsung Galaxy S7, so that'll make anyone ask what makes the Galaxy S7 Active different. Last year was a different story just because the S6 didn't get it, while the S6 Active did. For this year's new smartphone in the Active line, it's going to need a little bit more to stand out. Hey guys, John V here with Android Authority, and this is our quick look between the Samsung Galaxy S7 Active and the standard Galaxy S7. It's bronze versus beauty in this comparison. Even though the spec sheets indicate otherwise, the Galaxy S7 is simply the more appealing looking of the two. You have that premium design with its glass meets metal package, and it just looks more appealing no matter how you look at it. Then again, the beefier size of the S7 Active gives it more of that protective quality that you won't find in many phones. It's meant to withstand abuse that the standard Galaxy S7 can't endure. So that means that the S7 Active can survive drops from a height of 5 feet onto the hard pavement. Like we said, water resistance is back with the S7, so that's no longer a unique attribute for the S7 Active. However, it's protected from other environmental conditions such as extreme temperatures, dust, low pressure, and high pressure. On paper, the two phones share a 5.1-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display. There's not a whole lot different from what we could see so far, so you could expect true-to-life colors, wide viewing angles, and strong brightness outputs between them. Still, the only thing we can tell you is that the S7 Active is fashioned with a shatter-resistant screen. Now that naturally helps in safeguarding the display in the event it's accidentally or purposefully dropped. Just like last year, the S7 Active is blessed with a chunkier battery, in this case a 4000 mAh one, which obviously attributes to its thicker chassis. So in that way, you can expect it to offer longer battery life in the process. You also get wireless and rapid charging with the two phones. The fingerprint sensor isn't new for the S7, but it is for the S7 Active. In fact, it's the first time we're seeing it in the series. Instead of being flanked by capacitive buttons like the S7 Active relies on these really huge physical buttons instead. Now, being released mid-year, you're not going to find anything new with the computing power of the Galaxy S7 Active. In fact, it's the same chipset here, a quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 chip coupled with 4GB of RAM and the Adreno 530 GPU. Its operational performance is very much like the S7, so that's good news, mainly because we've been using the S7 since its release, and even now, after months of use, it's still running pretty fine. Another example of how closely related they are is by looking at their cameras. What we have on both is a 12 megapixel sensor with an f1.7 aperture lens. You have also face detection, autofocus, OIS, and an LED flash. The front-facing cameras are identical as well, so that's a 5 megapixel one on both. Now at first we thought that the S7 Active was unique because it offered manual video controls when using the Pro mode, but we soon realized that the S7's camera app has also been updated to offer this feature as well. You're going to find good old TouchWiz running on top of Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow with both phones. Now the single difference is seen in the activity zone that's made available to the Galaxy S7 Active when its physical active key is pressed. It's a portal that presents us with some useful information and quick access to some stuff, like the flashlight for example, but you can still obtain pretty much the same things on the S7 by just looking around the software. Pricing is always a finicky thing for a phone that's a variant of another. That's the situation where the S7 Active finds itself on paper. For the extra $100 you'll be dishing out to buy the Active over the standard S7, you're getting a smartphone that has a rugged design and a beefier battery. And that's pretty much it. At roughly $700 outright, the Galaxy S7 isn't cheap at all, so the $800 cost of the S7 Active might cause some folks to really consider their actions. Ultimately though, it'll come down to whether or not you'll need the extra protection that the S7 Active offers. And that's about it between these two phones, so if you guys want to learn more about either device, you could check out our website, androidauthority.com. This is John Velasco, signing out.